Hey everyone, what are y'all willing to tolerate or continue to allow to happen in your life for you to have what it is that you'd like to have or experience in your life? Well, I'll tell you what, I've had a hard lesson to learn here lately, and it kind of all wraps around the heat and in a camper. And I'd like to know what was I thinking when I moved into a camper. Well, I needed a roof over my head. I needed a home, and so that was what I was thinking at the point in time. But I look at all the young people in life and how they're hollering and griping about uh, not having good enough pay and wanting to have a nice car and that they can't afford life and things like that. Well, I've concluded that they kind of like have the right idea that they should be able to have what they want in life, and but they don't want to have to work as hard as they have to work for it. And I understand that. I really do. But again, we're in a world where things don't come easy, unless, of course, you're a god, in which we are supposed to be, but that's another story in itself. But we have to find a way to live our dream, to live the best we can in life with what we've got. And as far as the heat goes, this year, it's worse than it's been in my area for quite a long time. And when I was young, I mean it got it got up there. It got high in the 90s, and we didn't have no fans. We didn't have any air conditioning, and we learned to tolerate it. We learned that it was okay. That was what you do. But we were all younger like that. We were playing, but we didn't have to go out and work or anything like that. Parents did. And can you imagine working in factories and stuff without air conditioning, without airflow of any kind? Well, I in the last this last week. Well, let me go back. Let me go back. I always liked, and I didn't care how hot it was out, whether I was in Florida or whatever. I liked sitting with my door open, letting that fresh air come in. It didn't matter to me how hot it was. And that was just as early as 5 years ago. I'd sit there with my door wide open. Of course, I didn't have a screen door, but I'd sit, and then, or I could go out and sit on. Now, I had air conditioning, but I used it very, very rarely. I'd sit out on my porch and enjoy that nice, fresh air, enjoy the warmth, and just enjoy life sitting on my front porch. Well, so when I moved here, it was okay. I could sit here with my door wide open, my windows all open, and it got hot, yeah. And my son, when he stayed here, he used the air conditioner all the time, according to my daughter. But I didn't like air conditioning. So this past week, well, the reason like I said, sitting with my door open, that gave me the fresh air. I could step out on what little bit of a porch I've got at any given moment, walk down the ramp and go outside and sit and enjoy the air and bugs. I mean, you certainly can tell that I'm in the woods. And but I can enjoy watching the chickens out there and enjoy the breeze blowing across my face. And now this last week, I mean, it has never been this hot here while I've been in this camper as it has been this past week. The first day, of course, and naturally, I'm still making some adjustments, and I'm trying to figure out how I can adjust to where I don't have to tolerate things that aren't working for me. I mean, the clutter, which I know a lot of you wouldn't say that it was clutter, but it was clutter to me. I had the day bed out here. I mean, I had it was clutter because I couldn't situate it the way it needed to be situated to have all the amenities that I wanted come wintertime. So I thought, well, good Lord. And that was the day I decided to change things around so that I would not have to tolerate the clutter that was messing with my brain. And and y'all might say, well, you're OCD. It doesn't matter whether I'm OCD or not. The fact remains that I couldn't tolerate it. That's just like all the young people today. They were raised a certain way. Not like us. I grew up in the boomer generation, but I was the silent generation. That's when I was born. But they were raised different. They were handed this and handed that. A lot of them were, a lot of them weren't. But they were raised into technology and how everything became so easy. Now having to work to pay for rent, $2,000, $3,000 a month rent, just to keep a roof over their head. And they're tired of it. And they don't want to tolerate it. They don't want to find ways to tolerate it, and I don't blame them. So take note that when I first come here in this camper, I can leave my door standing wide open with a screen on it naturally, and all my windows open with screens on them, and let the air flow through, especially on days that the wind was blowing. So I didn't think nothing more of it. Well, it kept getting hotter, and it kept getting hotter. And I had the door open. Kept getting hotter, and of course it got up into the 90s. Man, I'm telling you, you want to talk about sweat. I felt like I had hair growing out of my mouth, out of my, just all over me. I had hair growing all over my skin. That's what it felt like. Yeah, and it was horrible. So I thought, well, I'm going to take this day while it was still halfway decent to try out the air conditioner. And it worked. But last year it wouldn't work. And so it got pretty cool in here while I'm working. Thank God. I mean, because I had to move, I had to take that futon apart and get it in that back room in there, and I put my TV. That's my living room slash bed area if I want to sleep in there too. So I did that. So I'm working hard. I'm going at it strong, and but the air conditioner shut off. Tripped the breaker. Don't understand why. I did the research on it. There's no filters in it. So I didn't know what to do. So how am I going to do this? Because when it shut off, all I had was fans. So I put the fans on. I shut everything up. No, I take that back. I opened. I can't remember because it was so chaotic. All I know is I was miserable. I was miserable for 2 days. For 2 days, all I could think about was crying and just miserable. And like I said, in my younger days, I can handle that. And I guess I've come to the fact that I have to admit that because I'm older, my body's not going to take what it took in the younger years, and especially in a camper. Now, it wouldn't be so bad if it was in a regular house and possibly let some fuller air flow through. But I've come up with a solution after 2 days of being in misery, total misery. Now, it did rain yesterday, so that helped out tremendously. All I wanted to do was cry and cry and cry and cry, and trying to talk to people on the phone that was so miserable because I had to concentrate and I couldn't even think straight. And Sassy would get down in front of the fan, and I would go in and lay on my bed after I had everything all what I was going to do that for that day. And then yesterday I kind of finished up a little bit, and I'm still not even finished with it yet. But the heat was terrible. I didn't want to cook anything. Well, I don't want to cook anyway in the beginning, so that was all right. So I had to get out, and I went to the store. I went and got me something to eat. Had the air conditioning on in the car. And so when I got back, and I'm still trying to think. So it was cooled down a little bit yesterday while it rained, I got to think, what is more important? Because being hot like that was, it was driving me out of my mind. I'm just going to tell it like it is. I was losing my mind. And so, but at the same time, I like being outside. So how can I solve that issue? Well, I came up with what I think might work. I don't know. But right now, everything's all closed up. And I've got 2 fans on, 3 fans on. I got a little one on in the bedroom, and a box one right here, and a wind tunnel thing in the other room. So right now it's fairly cool in here. So how am I going to have the best of both worlds? Be able to go outside when I want to. Well, when it gets too awfully hot, then I'll turn the air conditioner on because apparently the sensor in it's not working, and it's overloading and it's tripping the breaker. So I have to go in and do all of that to turn the breaker back on and everything. So how can I do this? Well, right now I'm thinking that while the air conditioner's on, or I'll take advantage of that and get anything done in here I want to get done while that's on. And then, like right now with fans on, anything, because it's still pretty cool in here. It's 11:36, so it's not got the full sun here yet. It's on its way, though. It's on its way. So living in a camper can be very tedious, and I'll do a. I think I'll do a video on that later. But anyway, I think what I'll do is when I want to enjoy the outdoors, and I got the air conditioning on for her, or I can take her out so she can enjoy it too. Just have the fans on in here. I don't have to have the air conditioner on if we want to go outside and enjoy the outside a little bit. Then when we're done with that, come back in, and if it's too hot in here with just the fans, then I'll turn the air conditioner on. So it's like you got to go back and forth, back and forth. So that's like, what do I want to do? Since I live in a camper, everything is so tedious to do, especially with mobility problems and heat issues and stuff like that. Wintertime, I don't feel like taking a shower, especially in that little dinky. I mean, it's a little dinky. It's just enough room for a commode, a bathtub, shower, and a sink, which whoever orchestrated that and put that together didn't do it right. But anyway, wintertime, I don't want to take showers and get cleaned up. So what do I want more? I'd like to be nice and cleaned up and look nice for uh, doing these videos and stuff, and that's important to me to get these videos up and get them out. Not that I have all that much important stuff to talk to y'all about, but it's my everyday life and possibly what y'all could be going through in your life, trying to just live a peaceful, harmonious life, uh, and and just live, just live a good life. But here I am. I gotta tolerate because it's cheap living here for one thing. I have plenty of money for food. I got internet, free. I get, and my daughter helps me out tremendously, and when I can help her, I help her out. And if if one of us needs something, that we're there to help each other out with it. So my electric, living here, $200 a month. My insurance is $100 a month. $300 a month is what I pay to live here, out of $1,190. So I have to find a way to do it without having to tolerate it, because when you have to tolerate something, it makes you miserable. So right now, I'm not tolerating anything other than the way I look. But you, I couldn't even think this past week, and right now I'm still having a little bit of a problem trying to think because, man, I talked to you, it was hot, and my mind just kept going and going. How am I going to fix this? How am I going to fix this? And that I can still be in my camper. Right now, I don't have to resort to government assistance, and I'm still working on that. How can I do that without having government assistance? Well, at this point in time, I couldn't. Just that bottom line. So it's either stay here and try to make all this work, or go there and try to make it all work there. So it is what it is. So I've had to resign myself to the fact, as much as I like the fresh air coming in, and I'm going to have to resort to using the air conditioner, whether I want to or not. And so I'd rather be cool than the agony I was going through with the heat, and felt like I had hair growing all over my face, and sweat was rolling off of me, and I couldn't do anything. All I could do is lay down. And then there's poor Sassy. She'd lay down in front of the fan and or underneath the air conditioner when it comes out. But like I said, couldn't only leave the air conditioning on so long. So anyway, I don't know if any of that made any sense or not, but I'm going to cut this off now. But yeah, what are you willing to tolerate to have some of your dreams? You see if you can't figure out a solution, then you have to find a solution that you can tolerate. And I do it because I got internet here. I can do my videos. I can save money and have enough uh, money to eat on and buy other things that I need on an everyday basis, and still working on making it less and less things that I need. So anyway, yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. So, but that's the kind of heat I had growing up, and I could live with it. I don't know how we did it. I don't know how we did it. Mom would go to work and worked in a furniture factory. Hot kids, I guess. So I guess uh, the older you get, the less able you are to tolerate certain things. But again, I think it's all in how you're raised and stuff. All the younger people nowadays are not being able to tolerate not having money, not having the kind of home they want to live in. Um, but the problem is, though, they're not willing to take the time to sit down and try to figure out how they can have it and make it work for them. So I'm gonna go, and this is this is one thing I'm really having a hard time with. If you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right. So I've been kind of reaping the fact that somewhere deep in me, I must believe I can't, because I'm not been able to do the kind of things that I used to do. I could say, well, I want this or I want that, and I would go for it, and I would get it. I would get it done. But I think maybe what it is, I'm aiming higher now than what I used to. So it's becoming a little bit more difficult for me to manifest and reach my goal, what I'm hoping for. And I just have to believe a little longer. Anyway, if you're all having problems and finding, you have to find things and ways to tolerate what it is that you want to do, where you want to live, put it down in the comments and watch this all the way through. Of course, it's almost done now. Yeah, I told you in the beginning. You help me when you watch this all the way through. So remember, if you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right. So I guess I'm reaping a lot of what I believe I can't do, or something. It's like I said, I'm having a hard time even focusing and thinking right now. So I'm gonna go before I really screw this up. You have a great day. I love y'all.